Hello everybody and welcome back to the A-Side. I am your host, Riley, and I'm very excited because today, Paramore is back. That's right, legendary pop punk to alt-rock to 80s pop throwback band Paramore has put out their first new song since After Laughter in 2017. And I love Paramore. They're one of my all-time favorite bands. They're one of those bands I got into in like that very formative year of music. The same year I got into like Blink-182 and Green Day and The Killers. It's the same year I got into Paramore. First through Riot, which is actually now my least favorite of Paramore's albums. But I think they've been on an absolute killing spree of perfect album after perfect album after perfect album, that being Brand New Eyes, Self-Titled, and After Laughter, each of them all being virtually flawless. And After Laughter was interesting because it took on a more kind of pop sound, but it was like a more 80s-inspired experimental pop, and I thought it was very fascinating. But apparently This Is Why goes back to more of the rock sound, but apparently not like Riot, something different, so I don't know. And I'm excited to hear it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and you can always unsubscribe later if you want. Anyway, let's listen to This Is Why. It's weird. It's like a weird... Okay. Immediately, it reminds me a lot of what Haley was doing on her Pedals for Armor record, with kind of the more darker atmosphere, that guitar there, and especially with the bass usage. It reminds me a lot of that darker sound. And almost, take a shot, it almost reminds me of Radiohead a little bit. Especially in this guitar along with the bass and kind of subdued drumming. Yeah, this sounds a lot like Pedals for Armor. And I can't lie, I was hoping for a departure from that sound. I love Pedals for Armor, but I was expecting something different, because Paramore usually... I don't know. Especially in Haley's vocal style. I really like the sound of it. Oh, those guitars are gorgeous. Like I said, very Radiohead. That vocal layering is really awesome. It gives the song a very cool atmosphere, a very cool echo to it. And the song feels very dark, very kind of dreary gray clouds. I think the bass is really cool in the song, and those guitars are gorgeous. I'm getting so... I hate to keep repeating myself. I'm getting very strong Radiohead vibes from this song. But that guitar there... Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's a gorgeous guitar tone. I really love the rhythm of this chorus. Bah, bah, bah. I like the kind of group layered vocals a lot. You know what, I'll save that for the end. This song is very just nice on the ears. The production is so good, and I love the tones and everything. I love that guitar tone. I love the kind of more subdued drumming. The bass is amazing. And that slight synth is awesome. Of course, Haley sounds beautiful as always. One of the best vocalists in all of music history. I like that they've brought in some synths toward the end of the song here. Ooh, the guitar at the end was so cool. It was like screechy and high pitched. That was a very interesting song. This is why the first taste of Paramore we've gotten since 2017's After Laughter. And I loved it. I loved that song. I loved just the tone of everything, like the sounds of all the instrument. That guitar tone was gorgeous. The usage of bass really as like the foundation of that song was awesome. Haley's vocals were beautiful as always. I loved the chorus. The rhythm was super danceable, yet the vocal layering and group song vocals in the chorus really helped to bring out this kind of dark, rainy atmosphere that I was getting from this, gray clouds in the sky. And while I love the song, it felt very heavily similar to what Haley was doing on her 2020 solo album, Petals for Armor, especially in the vocals, reminding me a lot of songs like Simmer, especially at the beginning of the song. And like I said, the bass and kind of the darker atmosphere and just the kind of production and sound of the song really reminds me a lot of what Haley and Taylor, because Taylor helped a lot, what they were doing on Petals for Armor. I love that record and I love the song. I was just expecting more of a departure because I felt like there was such a fine line between what Haley's solo work was and what Paramore was, and that I always respected Haley for wanting to take on a different sound on her solo work instead of, breaking expectations with Paramore and doing something Paramore fans don't necessarily want. But the reception of the album was very warm. People like me loved it. I know ARTV loved it. Fantano didn't like it, but fuck Anthony Fantano. I put it on my album of the year list. So a lot of people liked it. The fans really liked it. So it makes sense that she'd want to embrace this direction and do it again. I just figured we'd get something different. That's on me. Those are my own expectations. This Is Why was a great song. Like I said, that a very heavy kind of Radiohead influence. Maybe not purposeful. There's a running joke I have on here. Every time I mention Radiohead or Blade, you take a shot. It's the A-side drinking game. You'll be dead after like 5 videos. But I really do get a heavy Radiohead sound from this. A little bit of OK Computer, a little bit of In Rainbows, a little bit of Hail the Thief, but I really hear it in the bass and some of the guitar work, and honestly just the general vibe and atmosphere of the song. Once again, not a bad thing. I love Radiohead, I love Paramore, Haley's voice is beautiful. This Is Why is an amazing song. I'm very much looking forward to the record that I believe is going to be of the same name. It's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be a lot like Petals for Armor. It's going to be like this song, I think, is what I'm getting. Is a lot like Petals for Armor, but a little more rock energy behind it because the other 2 members of the band are present. Which isn't a bad thing. I think it'll be a good sound. I loved that record. I loved this song, and I'm very much looking forward to it. What do you think of This Is Why? Are you a fan of it? Are you disappointed? Are you excited to see where Paramore goes? I am. So, yeah. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.